have you ever just felt completely lost with all the health advice out there? I mean, one day a study says something is good for you, and the very next day it's the complete opposite. It's so frustrating. But what if there was a way to cut through all that noise and figure out what actually works for your body?
You know the drill, right? One expert is telling you keto's the only way to go, while another swears you have to be vegan. Coffee is either going to save your life, or it's a one-way ticket to a panic attack. And eggs? Are they the perfect superfood or little cholesterol bombs just waiting to clog your arteries? It's enough to make your head spin.
So to try and make sense of this mess, we're always told to trust the gold standard of medical research. You've heard of it, the Randomized Controlled Trial, or RCT. It's supposed to be the bedrock of all the health advice we get.
So what exactly is an RCT? Well, scientists take a big group of people, they randomly split them up, and they compare one treatment to a placebo. And the whole goal, the entire point, is to find out what works for the average person. And that one little word, average, that's where the whole problem lies.
And this is where it gets really interesting. See, RCTs are all about these broad generalizations, which means they often completely hide how different individuals actually respond. An N=1 trial, though, it does the exact opposite. It's specifically designed to zero in on your unique response, giving you insights that are actually personal.
Think about it like this. An RCT spits out this nice, neat bell curve that shows the average response. But here's the million-dollar question. Where do you fall on that curve? Are you right there in the middle, in the average, or are you way out on the edges, where that supposedly proven treatment does absolutely nothing, or maybe even makes things worse? The truth is, an RCT can't tell you.
So if the gold standard for the masses isn't the gold standard for you, then what is? Well, the solution is actually beautifully simple, it's incredibly powerful, and it puts you right back in the driver's seat of your own health.
It's this, N=1. You see, in research, the letter N just stands for the number of participants in a study. So in this case, N=1. And that one, well, that's you.
An N=1 trial is basically a structured, scientific experiment that you run on yourself. Now, this isn't just about vaguely listening to your body. No, this is a methodical process for getting real, data-driven answers about you. And this is the true gold standard for your personal health.
So why does this work so well? It comes down to a really cool concept called bio-individuality. The bottom line is we all have unique genetics, we have different lifestyles, we live in different environments. What works absolute wonders for your best friend might be totally useless for you. And that's not a failure, that's just biology.
And the benefits here are just huge. First, empowerment. You're in charge now. You become the researcher, not just a passive listener. You get specificity, answers that are tailor-made for your body. You can actually see clear cause and effect, and maybe most importantly, you gain safety by discovering what doesn't work for you, which is just as valuable as finding what does.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Let's get practical. Let's walk through a simple 4-step playbook to get you started on your very first personal experiment.
All right, step 1, ask a really specific question, something you can actually test. The example here is perfect. Does eliminating dairy reduce my bloating? Step 2, you need a baseline. So for a week, before you change anything, track your symptoms. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is the bloating? Step 3, run the test. Cut out only dairy and keep on tracking. And finally, step 4, analyze. Compare your before data with your after data. Is there a clear difference? Boom, you've got your answer.
Now, to do this right, you have to be a good scientist, and that means being a healthy skeptic, even with yourself. It's actually really easy to fall into a few common traps when you're both the researcher and the guinea pig.
So how do you stay objective? First, be aware of the placebo effect. Sometimes just believing something will work can make you feel better. Second, you got to guard against confirmation bias. That's when you unconsciously start looking for the result you want to see. Also, try to keep other big variables, like your sleep schedule or stress levels, as stable as you possibly can. And most importantly, be meticulous. The data is the data. Trust what it tells you.
Look, when it all comes down to it, when you run your own experiments and you collect your own data, you become the world's leading expert on a subject of one. Always remember this. The most qualified health expert for you is you. This is a really fundamental shift in how we think about health. It's about moving away from being told what to do and moving toward having the tools to figure it out for yourself.
It's like that old saying, we're learning how to fish, so you can find the answers you need to truly maximize your own health.
I really hope this whole framework was helpful for you. My goal here on Adam Explains is to give you the tools you need to understand your own body. So what's the first question you want to answer for yourself? Go ahead and share your first N=1 experiment idea in the comments below. I'd love to see what you come up with. After all, if you don't run the experiment, who will? Thanks for watching.